Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday! I'm looking rough today. I feel like my life has caught up with me. I looked in the mirror today before we went to brunch, and I was like brushing my teeth and like washing my face, and I was like, Peter, you look rough today. I took a shower last night and put on pajamas. Look, this is my hair. I'm just like sitting around last night, but just got done with the True Crime Book Club, the live stream, and it was so much fun. We went over 2 books and 2 movies today, which we didn't even realize till the end that we were actually a documentary ahead. So we covered today There Is No Ethan, The Serial Killer's Apprentice, which I finished, and then I watched 2 documentaries about it too that were on YouTube. They weren't the best documentaries in the entire world, but I watched 2 documentaries about it. I didn't know about that case at all. It's not the kind of thing that I like to read or watch, but anyway, I didn't know. It took place like in 1971 or something like that, but I didn't know anything. I know that was Dark Winds. It took place in the 70s. I didn't know anything about Dean Corll and all that kind of stuff. I was kind of surprised that I think he ended up had like 27 victims or something like that. I didn't even know that. I never heard of this guy before. But anyway, so we talked about The Serial Killer's Apprentice, and then we talked about Taken Together, the true crime documentary, which was actually, I think it's this month's true crime documentary. No, it was September's. So we're actually going to talk about it in our next live stream, but we talked about it today. And then we talked about the TikTok star murders, which I watched last night. So we had a good live stream. It was fun. I mean, there weren't tons of people in there, but it's so fun anyway, and we just talked about the books and the movies and stuff. So I am tired today. I'm like really tired today. I feel like I need to take like 3 days off and just not do anything, but that's just not reality. So tomorrow, I mean, it's not like I have tons of stuff to do, but I have videos that I want to make. I actually have I made it last night, an entire list of videos that I want to make for tomorrow. So I have a hair appointment tomorrow, and then when I get home from my hair appointment, I'm going to just like try to bang out a bunch of videos tomorrow. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'll make a bunch of videos. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about getting back and, you know, like filming like the funny haha videos and all this kind of stuff. So I literally have a topic for each video to do over there. People were asking me, like, they couldn't really see the mums and stuff. There was a reason why I didn't, like, flash and show, like, all the mums. Because I'm going to show, like, I'm going to do a whole, like, front porch tour and all that kind of stuff. And when I change the bedding, do, like, a bedroom tour of the bedding and stuff like that. Which, speaking of the bedding, because there were a couple comments, which I'm going to respond to comments later on my video, but there were a couple comments about the sheets that I bought. So if you didn't watch my Peter Does Stuff video from, was it yesterday? From yesterday, I did a haul over there. And in the haul, I showed Halloween decorations that I bought and my Halloween bedding. I bought this comforter that has little ghosties on it for our bed, and then I bought these sheets. And when I Googled Halloween sheets, these Betsy Johnson sheets came up. And they're like black with like stripes on them, and they have like a little orange tag to the side of it. So these are the comments, because I said in my video yesterday that when I showed them to Alex, Alex said, why did you buy sheets, Halloween sheets that have hearts on them? And I go, those are not hearts. Those are little orange tags to the side. And he goes, those are hearts. And I was like, those are not hearts. Okay. So I got some comments about the sheets on my video. Hold on. Let me get into the comments here. Because now we're talking about hearts versus tags. So like Tia said, moose season, not deer season, LOL, long live Moosegate. Because people are calling it Heartgate now, okay? Because we're now in Heartgate with the sheets. Where is it at? A couple people commented about the sheets. Somebody said they looked them up. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it? It's so funny, because a couple people said they Googled them and stuff. Somebody said, Peter, please do not be offended because I adore you, but that wreath is awful. You have such better taste. I like the wreath! But I'm taking the wreath down for the purposes of the video because it's so distracting. But I actually think the wreath that I have from the previous years is like twice as big. So I'm going to put that wreath up instead. But I do like the other wreath. Somebody said I should put one on the door and one back. That's too many wreaths. Our patio is literally like maybe 10 feet across. Okay, so Maz said, there's me thinking the major drama was the fact that you called your love hearts in your bedding orange tags. Okay. Then somebody said, oh, Linda said love the wreath. Thank you, Linda. You have good taste like me. I'm joking. Okay. Oh, here it is. Somebody said, looks at the mum, shows it for like half a second. Because I want to like, I was just trying to show you like the color of the mums. I'm going to do like a whole front porch video, okay? It's going to be very exciting. It's a very exciting video. Hold on. Okay, Steffi said, Peter, those sheets are hearts. I searched them and Walmart called them Wonderland sheets. Now all I can see are the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland sheets instead of Halloween. It's so funny. Okay, and then somebody else commented about it, and they said something about the sheets. I mean, there were a couple comments on here, but not many, but there were a couple. Where's the other one? Somebody said something really funny about it. I looked up your, here, this is, yeah, I looked up your sheets on Amazon, and they definitely have hearts on them, Peter, but they are still cute. There's 2 replies. It's so cute, but Moosegate sheets are still my favorite. Somebody said, I saw them, and yes, they are hearts, but I love them. Okay, so I started getting these comments yesterday, not just on this video, but I think on the other video too, but I'm not going to go in there and check. So I just want to say that last night, I was going to post a video, or picture on my Instagram, okay? So I went over to the sheets, because they're still in the chair down there. I actually took them upstairs today, but they were over in the chair where I did the haul, next to the chair, and on top of the comforter. And so I was going to take a picture and show y'all that they're orange tags, okay? I would not have bought Valentine's Day sheets, black and red Valentine's Day sheets for Halloween, okay? I would not have done that. I Googled, or I searched on Amazon, Halloween sheets. So I went over to go take a picture of it to prove to everybody that they're little orange slashes. They're not hearts, okay? I am 100% positive, 100%, without a doubt positive, that those are hearts, okay? I got right down on there. I was like, I'm going to prove Alex and everybody else wrong. I'm taking this picture, and I'm going to show that they are little tags to the side. And I'm like, I looked at it, and I was like, those are sure as shit, those are hearts. I'd have bought me some Valentine's Day sheets for Halloween. I was like, why are they listed as Halloween? They didn't say it on the Betsy Johnson side. They just, like, if you search Halloween sheets on Amazon, they come up. I wasn't like I was searching Betsy Johnson sheets. So I think it's so funny. But when I looked, I was like, how is everybody else seeing this heart? But it took me focusing on it. I literally, because like half the heart is like on the black, like, or the stripe. And the other half, that's the other half of the heart where I thought it was like just like a little tag going off to the side. I'm so silly. I am so stupid. I did not see it. Y'all were right. They were hearts. My husband was right. I had to admit, that's the worst part of marriage, is when you have to admit that you were wrong about something. He didn't care. I was like, you were right about those sheets. He's like, I know I was right about those sheets. He goes, they were hearts. But I will say this, they're still really cute sheets, okay? And they will look great with our new comforter. So I don't really care. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, they're truly, I bought black Valentine's Day sheets for Halloween. I think it's kind of funny. So anyway, I'm in a good mood because the light. So thank you all for pointing that out, because I probably would have just held to the fact that they were tags. I don't even know what a tag, I mean like a little tag off to the side, like a Post-it note tag, you know? That's what I kind of thought they were like. You know, you put in your books or your notebooks and stuff. Why did I think that? It doesn't even make sense. But anyway, she has tons of sheets over there in Betsy Johnson, and they're actually really affordable, so I haven't put them on yet or tried them out, so I don't try them out. Somebody said, people always say I mispronounce stuff. Somebody said, who was it? Somebody that comments on my videos a lot. They said, you pronounce Saul, with it. I pronounce everything wrong. Everything. I have a southern accent. I don't even live in a southern state. I pronounce everything wrong. I'm fully aware of that, which is probably why it drives me crazy when other people pronounce things wrong, because it's like a mirror held up to my face. But anyway. So, but I didn't take offense to that. I never take offense to that when I say things wrong. I know it. My friend Tanya Jean and I, I feel like we speak another language because we get things wrong all the time that we say. We're always like, I'm like, what is this invented language that we made up? We say words that don't even make sense whatsoever. So anyway, I'm like thinking of friends of mine that like say, like have different words that they say. Maybe it's an Indiana thing. Like, what is, like, in northern Indiana, they say, like, they put, like, an R, like, in wash, it's worsh, and in toilet, it's toilet. It sounds southern, but it's not. And then I have a friend of mine that for remote, like TV remote, puts an L in there and says remote. Or remote. Yeah, it says like puts an L in there. I don't know how that happens. That's like the only word they say. And then my other friend says, what's it for? It's like, not wallet, but pocket, no. What's another word for wallet or pocketbook? Oh, what does she say? It's so funny. I get words wrong all the time, I know. But anyway, I'm in a good mood because the book club went really great, and Boo Radley is doing really, really good today. In fact, you know what? I don't know how many days we are going now. I need to go in here and look. Seizure-free. We were a little panicked last night, I will tell you that. So, hold on, let me get into my notes to tell you how many days we are seizure-free. So, we are, okay, Monday the 23rd was when he had the first one. Oh, wait. And then Wednesday the 25th was the cluster seizure. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're 10 nights seizure-free. I actually saw this thing, and I really love this, and so I want to share this with anybody out there that's struggling with this, like any dog with any medical complications that you're consistently dealing with. I saw this, and I love this. For all the dog parents out there dealing with seizures or other neurological issues, there was one saying that helped me at ease. For everyone, because I was totally being like, oh my god, the next seizure's when we're going to have to put him down, the next seizure's this, like I'm so worried about this, right? For everyone who needs to hear this, seizures do not necessarily equate to poor quality of life. Live with the seizures, not for them. And I love that so much that it means, like, I screenshot it, that it means, like, live with knowing that, like, you're gonna have, like, this is gonna just be part of your life, you know, that it's not the end of your life, it's just part of the life. That dogs that have seizures, or dogs that have dementia, or dogs that have other medical illnesses, or cats that do, or whatever, it's not the end of their life. It doesn't mean the quality of their life is, like, you know, horrible. It just means that you're now living with that, not waiting for the next episode. And that was so helpful to me. Especially last night, because last night was a little rough. So, yesterday was great. Boo Radley did fantastically all day yesterday. Tomorrow will be the last med change, which that wouldn't affect his behavior, because he would actually have more Keppra in him and then less, because we've been moving it back by an hour each night. So today, like, his first dose we gave at 7. So tomorrow will be the last med change, and we'll start it at 6, and then it's because we're doing it, like, moving it 1 hour back each day to get to, like, 6, 2, and 10. So tomorrow we will be at 6, 2, and 10. Yesterday he was great. He was, like, around us. He was, like, walking around. He was sleeping upstairs, taking naps. I would say, people ask me, they're like, what percentage do you think he's back? And I always, like, give different percentages. I'd say, like, yesterday, he was probably at 50% back to where he was, like, before all this stuff started. And I would say that, like, yesterday and the day before were the best that we've seen. Like, on his good moments, good hours, I would say was the best. So I would say about 50% back. We're not 100% back. We're not even 70 to 80% back. I think I might have said 70 to 80% a couple days ago, but it's not that. I would say about 50. Because there's still periods during the day that he's lethargic. Yesterday and the day before, he walked a lot during the day. It's not like he just slept for 12 hours. Today, he's very, very tired. Well, yesterday, I think it was like as soon as I was done with my vlog, got the mums, came back, I vlogged. As soon as I was done with my vlog, Alex was watching maybe Grey's Anatomy, I think, inside. He had like 10 minutes or 11 minutes left. And I was like, because he paused it, he had 11 minutes left. And I was like, do you want to watch a movie? Because I wanted to watch Hold Your Breath and Salem's Lot. And he was like, yeah, we can watch both of them. His friend was like having like this get together that lives like 5 minutes from us. And so he was like, would you care if I went over there later? I was like, no, not at all. I'm just going to take a shower later. I've been trying to use these Native products every day that I bought because I want to like give it like a full review on them. That probably nobody will care, but I really want to give like, you know. So I've been trying to use them a lot. Plus I like how like the lotion, the body wash smells, and I put my clean pajamas on and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I was like, no, I'm just going to take a shower, whatever. So if you want to just watch one movie or whatever. He's like, okay. So he's like, well, which movie do you want to watch first? Well, I knew that he was wanting to watch the Sarah Paulson one more. So he actually ordered a bunch of food. I did good yesterday, you guys. I did not. I was proud of myself. A couple people were like, Peter, don't break your diet. You know, I didn't order anything bad last night. I was proud of myself. So he ordered actually from Kilroy's, which is this like college bar. It started at Indiana University in Bloomington. Now they're like I think they're at like Purdue, Ball State campus. There's one downtown in Indianapolis. It's kind of like a tailgating place you go before or after a football game. And there's one in Broad Ripple, which is like the little artsy area that's close to us. And so he loves their breadsticks. They're known for their breadsticks. They have like pepperoni breadsticks. So anyway, he got chicken fingers, fries, and breadsticks yesterday. He was like, do you want anything? I was like, no, not at all. I'm good. So we watched Hold Your Breath yesterday, which is like an hour and 33 minutes. It's with Sarah Paulson. And it takes place during, like, what was it called, the Dust Bowl or whatever, during 1933. I think it takes place in Oklahoma. And it's about, like, it's supposed to be a horror movie. And it's supposed to be, so it's like this woman, Sarah Paulson plays this woman with 2 daughters whose husband is gone working in, I think, like, Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. And so she lives in this very remote town out in the middle of nowhere. So there's like this, like, people keep on having, like, people get killed and whatever. And so it's apparently like this drifter that's coming in. But then she starts thinking, I'm not going to ruin the whole thing for you. This is all like literally in like the first 5 or 10 minutes. The kids are reading this book and they think it's this guy called the Gray Man that can like get underneath the seats of the door and comes in with the dust and whatever. Okay, this movie was so bad. It was so boring. I mean, I honestly kept on thinking, I feel like maybe it was too deep and I didn't really get it. If you want to know the truth, I was like, is this movie so deep that I don't understand it? It was so bad. It was so boring, it was so slow, and it was so bad. I could not wait for it to get over. Actually, at one point, Alex paused it, and he goes, 40 minutes left. And I go, yeah, I'm ready. And he goes, can you believe we made it halfway through this movie? I was like, this is so slow. It was so bad. He thought it was bad, too. So if anybody out there has watched it and you thought it was good, please explain the movie to me in a way that I did, obviously, I did not understand because I'm small-brained. I didn't get it. So then we were going to watch Salem's Lot, and then his friend texted him, well, she like FaceTimed him, and she was like, are you going to come over? And he has like a Snuggie and stuff. He wasn't really sure he wanted to go, and he like looked at me. I was like, go. I'm going to take a shower anyway. So he went, and when he left, I like took a shower, and then got my comfy pajamas on, took Boo Radley out, and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to watch Salem's Lot. I actually finished. I came out here after I took him out and stuff like that, and I talked on the phone for a little bit to Tanya and some other people. And then I finished, who else did I talk to last night? Mel and I were texting, talked to Nikki, talked to one of my friends, my sober friends, talked to a couple different people. But then I finished Serial Killer's Apprentice, which was for the book club, that live stream. And then I watched 2 YouTube documentaries. They were really poorly done. They weren't good at, one of them had like 1.3 million views on it, and it was like a slideshow. And the slides didn't even match what they were talking about. But I was like, maybe they'll tell me something different about this book that I just read. So anyway, so I watched those, and then I was going to watch Salem's Lot. And who was I talking to? Maybe I was talking to Nikki. Because I was sitting out here. Maybe that was after I watched those documentaries. I watched them at like 2 times speed because they were so poorly done. I was sitting out here, and it was like 10:30 or something, and like Alex pulled in. She's like, he was only gone like an hour. I was like, okay, I thought he'd be gone longer than that. So he came in, and I was like, and he was like, do you want to watch Salem's Lot? And I was like, I don't really care. I'm like really tired, to be honest with you. I really just kind of want to relax, and I want to watch. I had to watch TikTok Murders because we were talking about it today. And then I also wanted to finish up Dark Winds. So he goes, okay, we'll just watch another night. So I sat down, and I started watching Dark Winds down here, and he was upstairs with Boo Radley. We sat down and talked for a little bit down here first. I made like a cup of coffee, and he was like sitting there. So we sat and talked, and he was like charging his phone down here and stuff, and so he was just like telling me about the night and all this kind of stuff, and everybody just saw. My neighbor is sweeping leaves out of his driveway over there, which cracks me up because the leaves are starting. They haven't even really started to turn yet. So he's going to be sweeping that driveway a lot the next couple weeks. But, I don't know, maybe he just enjoys it. It looks actually kind of cozy and comforting. It's a beautiful day outside. I mean, there's literally not... Let me just show you guys this really quick. No, I will actually show it. There's not one cloud in the sky. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I haven't even looked at the temperature yet. So anyway, so he went upstairs and he was like hanging out with Boo Radley, and he was watching. He didn't know what show he wanted to start next. He's like, I want to start another show. He's gonna watch the new season of Heartstopper. We were gonna watch it together. I was like, let's just watch it on our own. So he was going to start that, but then he was like, I kind of want to watch something a little scarier than that. He doesn't really like horror movies anymore, which is kind of surprising to me that he was willing to watch those last night. We love Sarah Paulson. But he was like wanting to get into something, but he didn't necessarily want to watch Heartstopper. I think I may have convinced him to read the graphic novels, because I was like, he goes, how similar are they to the show? And I said, they're pretty similar. I said, the cast looks exactly like the characters in the book, except for Nick. Nick's like the only one that I don't think looks a lot like him. But, so anyway, so he was upstairs, and I like heard Alex yell down, and I took my AirPod off, and I said, is he okay? Because I'm constantly on edge. Like, did he have a seizure? Did he have a seizure? Did he have a seizure? And he's like, I don't know what's going on. He's acting crazy. And so I stood up, and I turned on the lights in the living room, and all of a sudden, Boo Radley just comes bolting down the stairs. And he's like racing, 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 racing. And so Alex comes downstairs, and I'm like, and it was like how he acted after the seizure. And I go, did he have a seizure? He goes, he was literally sitting right next to me in bed. He didn't have a seizure. He was like in his little purple bed. All of a sudden, he sat up, and he just went crazy. It was more than, like, the mania from the other night when he was, like, walking a lot. It was, I mean, racing, racing. I was like, if we take him outside, we have to put him on a leash because, like, he won't just, like, stay in the yard. He'll, like, be running, right? And so, we didn't take him outside. Alex picked him up, and he was, like, trying to get out of Alex's arms. So, I took notes about it. At this point, it was a little bit later. It was a year ago today that my brother and sister-in-law got married. Jesse and Thuthu. Happy anniversary, because everybody's in this group text wishing them happy anniversary. So, what was I going to say? Oh, my notes. It was late when this started because I put on here, great all day, very much back to normal. Gave him his last dose at 12 a.m. And then at 1:10 a.m. jumped off the bed with Alex and started running around manically. So by 1:25, so like 15 minutes later, he had settled down a little bit and was eating like crazy. So we're like, did he have a seizure? And we just didn't notice it. And Alex is like, I was sitting right next to him. He was like, I was on my phone on TikToks. The lights were on. He did not have a seizure. Well, when I picked him up, he was like, had like the saliva and the foam around his mouth like he had a seizure. And so a lot of people have said that this is how their dog acts like pre-seizure. So I don't know. We don't know what happened. We don't think he had a seizure. But anyway, our vet had told us that if you're like scared of seizure activity or after a seizure, you can give him a little bit of extra Keppra. So we're on 0.5 milligrams in the thing. I don't even know how much that equals to as far as pills, but it's in the compound. Liquid. So we give him 0.5 3 times a day, and so we gave him like 0.25 of the Keppra. Well, he didn't settle. I mean, he settled down. He got slower, but he didn't like go back to normal. So from then until 3:30, he, because I put maybe seizure with a question mark. Alex said he didn't, but just started acting manic and foaming, spit at the mouth, was on his mouth. He did not go back to sleep, and he paced until 3:30. He finally went into his little purple bed, and when I went up there, he like sat up, like he was like wide awake, like he was very, very alert, and that was at like 4 a.m. And then I came back downstairs and I watched my show. He jumped off the bed, and then like he like stood at the top of the stairs for the longest time. And then when I came back up, he was like back asleep again. So, or he was like asleep for the night. So I'm thinking today he might be really lethargic because he's super tired from last night. But we have no idea what happened last night. We have no idea. But it was like 15 or 20 minutes of him acting like, I wouldn't say it was like as manic as the night after he had his cluster seizures. Like that was craziness. Like he could not be contained. I mean, he was literally like almost bouncing off the walls. This was just like, he was running laps through the kitchen, living room, dining room, living kitchen, dining. I mean, he was like running laps. But, and then he was like, we were putting food and treats down. He was just like, I mean, he was like eating manically. A lot of people say that on the Keppra. So, I don't know. It might have just been like an isolated incident, but of course then I'm stressed. So, because I'm so worried about the little guy. Alex was worried. Alex stayed up for a long time, just kind of like soothing him, you know. So he finally like settled down, but then when Alex finally went to sleep, he kept on, like, we usually, like, keep the doors in the bedroom locked, like, not locked, but, like, closed, and then he can just, like, walk around there, like, if Alex is asleep or whatever, but, like, I was like, I'm just gonna let him come down here or whatever. So I was watching shows. He just was pacing, but he was kind of back to his normal walking, and he did that from, like, I would say, that point, it was, like, he settled down about 1:25, so about 1:45, 2 o'clock until about 3:30, and then finally he went upstairs. And then he got a little bit settled down for that. I went to bed about, I don't know, like 5:30ish, I think I went to bed. And then we had to give him his medicine this morning at 7, so both of our alarms go off, and I woke up, and Alex was like, I'm gonna give it to him, you go back to sleep, and I said, okay. So I went back to bed, he took his medicine fine, and then he did fine all morning long. I mean, like, probably if I was saying 50% earlier, we were probably at 55, 60% for this morning. Totally normal. So went to brunch. We're gone for about 45 minutes. Came back. He was still sleeping in the same spot that we left him in. And then gave him his second dose when we came back. And yeah, and he's been good. He's just been sleeping. I think he's tired today from last night, but I was way stressed about it. Alex was way stressed about it. We just were like, what's going on? So then when I read that thing about just learning to live with this instead of always being panicked about the next thing that's going to happen. I mean, I've, like, talked to people now that, like, their dogs had, like, this is not ideal, because then they have, you know, but there's, like, so many people whose dogs have seizures. You know, I was telling a friend of mine last night whose dog has seizures, too. I was like, when you start hearing other people's stories, I mean, like, Boo's 15. Several of the people that I know whose dogs have seizures are, like, 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, whatever. That this is, you know, an older dog thing, but it's not. Like, people's stories I've heard, like, their dogs are, like, 2 to 5 to 8. And they're, like, having, even on medication, they're having, like, 3 to 8 seizures a week. Some of them a day. Even on medication, they'll just adjust the medications, and they're like, but between the seizures, their quality of life is good. Like, they're very happy, you know? So reading that last night really, really helped me. And I'm grateful for that. I think a lot of the things, like Alex said today, he was like, I think that his eyesight is not great in this eye. Well, that was one of the things that I was kind of not sure about even before all this started. Like, he kind of seems like he's having a little bit of night blindness. Well, as humans, we get that, you know, as we get older. So I'm not really sure if maybe that, because he kind of doesn't want to go all the way to her mailbox. Like, he stays, like, in our yard where he feels comfortable. He'll, like, go across the street, but only if I'm walking, like, right next to him. He seems to kind of get, like, a little bit lost, and then when he sees our lights on our front porch, he's like, he knows where he is. Before, I think I was kind of confusing that for dementia. I think it's his eyesight. I mean, he's a 15-year-old dog, and I don't think his eyesight's that great anymore, you know? He's always had this little thing right down here ever since he was younger that's, like, on his eye, and the vet always has said, unless it grows and, like, the mass enlarges, she's like, it's just like a cyst on his eye. She's like, I don't want to take it off. She's like, we can try it. She's like, but it could possibly affect his whole eye. So we've never taken it off. Well, it hasn't gotten any bigger, but I have noticed that it seems to bother him the older he gets. So I don't know, maybe that's affecting his eyesight or something like that. That's the same eye that Alex feels like he can't really see. And it's literally like the tip of a pencil. If I've ever taken pictures or seen pictures, you can probably see it on there. He's had it ever since he was a little puppy. Not a puppy, but like probably 3 or 4 years old, because we were very concerned about it at first. And she was like, it's like, I can remember his like a little lump on his tummy. And years ago, I was like so freaked out about that. And she was like, it's literally just like fatty tissue. She's like, she's like, I can biopsy it. She's like, but there's nothing to be worried about. And she's like, if it grows, we need to do it. That was, I don't even know how many years ago. It's like the same exact size that it was when I first noticed it. So, I don't know. I feel hopeful today. Hopefully we get through tonight, praying that one more night seizure free. And I mean, it'll probably happen again in the future, and I'll probably freak out about it. And it's going to take me a couple times to get used to this is just the life that we're living with, you know? And like I said, he's 15. He's not going to live forever, but I just worry about the little guy so much. I said to Alex last night, it's like, if he's too lethargic and he's sleeping, I freak out. If he's like manic and he's hyper and he's acting like crazy, like he feels good, I freak out. If he's totally normal, I freak out. You know, it's like, I'm not used to it yet. I'm like, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Is like, when I came out, like there was a long process of me dealing with like everything that I was dealing with before I came out. And I always tell people, you know, families and parents, grandparents, friends, they have their own coming out process too when somebody comes out to them. Like, we live in this world where we immediately, like, if somebody comes out to you, we immediately think that, like, we need to, and we should, accept them with open arms and be loving, right? But that's not to take away or discredit your own coming out process. That the battery stopped us at the 30-minute mark. That's not to discredit your own journey of being a parent or a family member or a grandparent of somebody that's coming out to you, however they define that, in that you're not necessarily, like, this is new to you, right? So you're going through that. And I can remember back in the day, like, my mom saying that to me, like, I'm having my own coming out, you know, process as well. I don't think she used the word journey, but maybe she did. My own coming out process too, like, this is new to me, right? Like, yes, I love you. I love everything about you. This doesn't change that. But this is new to me. It feels very similar to that. Like, I'm just not used to it yet, you know? And I know I'm talking about it a lot. You know, it's like when I first started vlogging, I talked a lot about my mom's, like, grieving my mom. You know, and then it just kind of like after a year or two, I'm not going to talk about this every day for a year or two, I promise, but after a year or two, it was just kind of like, I had talked enough about it that it kind of like started to like be normal and go away from me. I hadn't really talked a lot about grieving my mom to anybody, you know, before that, except for people in sobriety. So this is new for me, and so I'm just kind of getting used to it. Do I think and hope that the day will come where I'm just kind of like, I hope he doesn't have a seizure today, but if he does, we'll deal with it, and we'll call the vet and, you know, change him. Yes, I hope that I get there. I'm not there yet. We're less than 2 weeks out from this, like, starting, you know? So it's just new to me. But today he's very tired. I actually was like, because it seems to me like when I want to take a nap is when he starts getting up and walking around. And like, what I probably need to do is, as soon as this vlog is done, I need to go inside, and I know I probably won't do this, is go inside and take a nap now. Like, and if I want to get a nap on like a Sunday, like, adjust my nap schedule. So, yeah. I'm actually thinking about going back in. I watched one episode of it, but Mel mentioned it in her book club today. Both Mel and Alex have told me. I mean, Mel's told me a million times. Alex has told me too to watch Dexter. I just didn't love it when I started it. I like the books by Jeffrey Lindsay. I've read like 3 out of the 6 books, but I don't love the show. It's different to me than the books. But I'm like, I love these mystery thriller type things. Maybe I should give it another try. And so I thought, I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch Dexter and not tell anybody that I'm watching it. And then one just day when they like throw it out, be like, oh, I've watched all of Dexter. Think about doing that. Because I don't know what to start next tonight. I mean, there's a bunch of shows that are coming out tonight. But I finished so last night, I watched the TikTok Star Murders on, was it on Peacock or Hulu? I don't even know. About, those TikTokers, Ollie and Anna, and he killed Anna and the other guy. So sad and tragic. I didn't know anything about that story. I literally didn't know anything about it until I watched the documentary last night. A couple people that kind of followed the case, like Nikki and Tanya, and I think Caroline followed a little bit of it on TikTok, like, they said the documentary wasn't done, they didn't love it, but they already knew everything because they had followed it on TikTok. I didn't know anything about it. Like, I didn't know anything about that case at all, so it was interesting to me. Felt very rushed at the end of it, though. Felt very rushed. And then I finished, I had episode 5 and 6 of Dark Winds last night. Fantastic. I think the second season was, well, the first season was new to me, so I really, really loved the first season. But the second season is, I think, more even emotional than the first season, the second season. It's good, though. They're completely two different, like, well, not two completely different stories, but, I mean, you couldn't, like, watch the second season without having watched the first one. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't make sense, probably, because of the relationships that are built and stuff. But as far as the mysteries go, the second season is a completely different mystery than the first season. And both were really well done. Both are based on the Tony Hillerman stories. A lot of their, culturally and societally, as far as history lessons, is really, really, really interesting to me. As far as, like, they talk a lot in the second season about the Family Planning Act that was passed. I didn't know anything about that. It's a huge part of the second season. Culturally, I mean, the show is just, it's very educational and it's very interesting, and I love it for that aspect. So, it reminds me a lot of True Detective, the last season with Jodie Foster. I don't know why, but it reminds me a lot of that. So So I finished that, Dark Winds. The next season comes out, season 3. It kind of ends kind of sad. I was so attached to the characters, and it's kind of like they end in like, but I looked on season 3, and it's like all the characters are still in season 3. So we'll see how it goes. I will say it's a TV show, and I can't say this. This has happened to me for a while. It's a TV show where I absolutely fell in love with the characters, like all of them. Like this Joe Leaphorn, that's like the main detective guy. I love him so much. And then this like Jim Chi that like goes in and out of being like an FBI agent. Police. I love him. Bernadette that plays like Joe Leaphorn's like a deputy, like assistant deputy. I love her. Emma, who is Joe Leaphorn's wife, that's a nurse. I love her so much. Just some of like the smaller characters, like I really, really like them. It is really, really well done. I'm kind of blown away, if you want to know the truth. Like, I just didn't really know. I don't know what I expected before I started watching it, but it was like, this treadmill is like giving me such a hard time. It was so much better than what I expected. So tonight, well, okay, From is on tonight, which I'm super excited about. From season 3. Somebody messaged me from the UK and they're watching it, and they're like, when season 3 comes on, it's like season 3 is already on in the United States. So I don't know when it comes out in other places, but in the United States, there's Carlos. Everybody's texting this group chat now. Yay, congratulations. Liliana said, happy anniversary. Jesse and Tato kisses. Alex's mom said, well, already a year. Happy anniversary and 100% anniversary more. Alex said, Fufu Jesse, happy 1-year anniversary. Thank you, Jesse said. Fufu said, thank you. Oh, they have the picture from the wedding. Aww. Their wedding pictures were so fantastic. So tonight I have, let's look at my weekly TV list. Oh, I started over tonight. Okay, I can take Dark Winds off of here. So I have all my weekly TV shows, and then I have the ones that I can take TikTok Murders off of here. Criminal Minds I have on here still. Okay, so. How are you? Good, how are you? Good, it's a pretty day, isn't it? Mom and daughter walking with their beautiful dog. Okay, take Unsolved Mysteries and the other one off of here. New shows this week. I have Heartstopper, Salem's Lot, and Joan. So I'm going to have to add my new shows that are coming out. Okay, now, so I don't know if you can see this. I know when I show my phone, you can't really see it. But see, I have all my shows listed, and then I like check them off with the little dots next to them. It's very organized. So I've got to go remove all the dots, and then I will tell you what my shows are for tonight. All the dots are coming off. Oh, Welcome to Plathville I can take off because the season finale was last week, so I can take that off my list. Okay. There is no Big Brother on Wednesday this week. It's just tonight and Thursday. Is Thursday the finale? It can't just be 2 more days. Or is it Thursday and Sunday? Is it on tonight? There's one day this week that it's not on. I know that the finale is a week from tonight. It's Sunday the 13th, because I remember Julie saying that. Julie Chen Munez. Munez? I can't ever pronounce her last name. Anyway, Julie Chen. I loved when Chemo got kicked off, got voted off, and at the end he started crying, and she's like, you've been a big fan of the show, because he watched it with his brother that passed away, and he said, you were the first person on television that made me feel seen, and I loved that so much when he said that. So the season finale is next Thursday. I don't know which nights it's on this week. If somebody knows, put it in the comment section below. But anyway, these are my shows that I have to watch tonight. I have Sister Wives tonight, so I have to watch that, take my notes, and do my video for tomorrow on Peter Watches TV. Then Big Brother and From. So I've got those 3 shows to watch tonight. And then I'll probably go in and watch Criminal Minds. What are the new shows that are coming out this week? Let's look. October shows. What is today's date? The 6th. October shows. Teacup, Sweet Pea comes out this week. I need to, like, start. Okay. The Menendez Brother documentary on Netflix comes out tomorrow, so it'll be 3 a.m. I might watch that one, actually. No, I'll save that tomorrow. Hold Your Breath, already watched that. The Hunt for the Chameleon Killer comes out on AMC on the 10th. The Disappearance of Alyssa Turney comes out on the 13th on Peacock, which will be next Sunday. Mel actually said that she's followed that case for a long time. She wants to watch that documentary. I never heard of it. Joan came out on the 2nd. 1,000-Pound Sister starts this week. Oh my god, I forgot all about that. And then Cato Lake, is that like coming out of Max? Is that like a real show? Sometimes I see these things on Facebook, and it's like, and no, here it is, Cato Lake, horror movie. When an 8-year-old girl mysteriously vanishes, a series of past deaths and disappearance start to link together, forever altering a broken family's history. October 10th, 2024 on Max. I think this is like one of those M. Night, I know it says Celine Held. I thought it was an M. Night, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think maybe he produced it. This is it. It's supposed to be really good. That comes out on the 10th. So I'll have to add those to my list. But tonight, where are my shows to binge? I told Alex, I was like, you need to keep a list of shows to binge. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. A lot of people commented about that Agatha show, Agatha All Along or whatever. And then they said it was like a spin-off of WandaVision. I don't have any interest in superhero shows whatsoever, so I won't be watching that. And I know people will be like, no, it's so much. I won't be watching that. I don't watch superhero stuff. I don't enjoy it. My husband watches all of it. I'll tell him to watch it. It's so much. I don't care. I won't be watching it. I can tell you that right now. So I've got You, Criminal Minds, Daryl Dixon, but I'm waiting for the whole season to be out. Somebody recommended to me, I think it might have been Emily, recommended Longmire. She said, I looked it up, it was like 6 or 8 seasons. She said, if you, why are my glasses so dirty? She said, if you like, it looked like they were like broken. She said, if you liked Dark Winds, you might really like Longmire. So I added it to my list. The Midnight Club, I might watch that. Some people said it was cheesy. Mom, I tried to watch Mom, y'all. I could not get into it. The Old Man, I'm waiting until all the seasons are out. Virgin River, I'm going to watch this winter. Discovery Witches, Mayfair Witches. I've got all these shows on here. Okay, so that's it tonight. Let's get into some comments. Should we read some comments? Jesse said, I love Peters. I'll get into that in a second line. Tia said, moose season, not deer season. LOL. Long live Moosegate. Hey, Tia. Okay, so apparently I mispronounced. Okay, by the way, it is my favorite neighbors. So when we go, we went to brunch today. So Alex got something different today. Last week and today. I got the fat wrap. Well, the coffee today is pumpkin spice. I also got an apple cider donut to bring home because they're my favorites. And I know I made good choices last night. All I had today was half of a Fat Rabbit vegetarian vegan sandwich that I brought the other half home today. And so I did get an apple cider donut to have later tonight. I think I can have one. And so Alex got this, he got like a bowl because they have his turkey chili that he loves. And so they just brought it back seasonally. So we got not a bowl, he got a cup of that. And then he got, or did he even, yeah, he got that. And then he got this thing, it's called, they look like nachos. Chili's something. It's one, they have like 5 new things on their menu there. And it's Chili's something, I can't remember. But anyway, it looked like nachos with like all of this like cream cheese and not cream cheese, feta and stuff on it. He said they were fantastic. He was like, they're so good. And he brought them home. And then he was like, I'm going to put them in the air fryer tonight for a special. I mean, they were huge. It was a huge plate of that. So our server, she's the newest server there that's become our friend. She was in, did I tell you guys this? This is so funny. So I said to her when we first met her, I said, you look really familiar to me. How would I know you? And she goes, well, you might know me because I was in a movie. This is truly how, I think I said this on here. I said, what movie were you in? I thought she was going to say something like recent, right? She goes, I was in Prancer. So now when I mean, I know her name, but I call her Prancer when I see her. So today, I said, you know, we're coming up on Christmas season, so I'm going to be watching Prancer. I'm going to be looking for you. And she was telling me all the different scenes she was in. Her sister was in it, too, and all this kind of stuff. She was so anyway, it was filmed in the city that she grew up in, which is somewhere in Michigan. LaPorte, Indiana, and this town in Michigan is where she was telling me all the details about it. And how she got to know Cloris Leachman on the movie and all this kind of stuff. It was really fun. So anyway, so, So yeah, brunch was good. What was I going to say about that? There was something else I was going to tell you guys. It must have been something to do with my comments on my vlog. Oh, so when we were there, all of my favorite neighbor that I call him, who's just walking by herself now because her husband has, which apparently I mispronounces even though my mom had it, but Tia said it, a couple other people did too. Plantar fasciitis. And Tia said my mom has it too. It's the tendon on the bottom arch of your foot. Those walking shoes with extra arch support help. That's what my mom had. She had a maid. She had to have a maid by her doctor. They make specific plantar fasciitis shoes. So, Andrea said, Peter, call the chimney people on Monday. I live in Missouri and our companies now are over a month. I'm sure it's going to take me forever. I don't really care, to be honest with you at this point. Like, as long as we have one during the winter, I'll get it fixed. This leaf is blowing over the wind from her banana tree, and I literally thought it was my neighbor, like, looking at her plants. She has this huge leaf out there. Okay, by the way, that plant over there in the corner, my summer plant that I was never really in love with that much, nobody wanted her, so we got rid of her. She's gone. She's gone. We got the mums now. We got the mum sisters. Mona and, what should I call them? My dad back in the day, he wanted to get 2 golden retrievers and he wanted to name them Mona and Murray. I don't know why, I don't remember that. But what should we call the mums? Mona and Misty. Mona and Misty Mom. I will never remember that, but I know somebody out there will, so thank you. Anyway, okay. I will call the chimney people on Monday. Or Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. Amy said, when I said this too. Oh, so anyway, so our friends today, that they're all friends with her, my neighbor that walks a lot with her dog. With her, the one I call my favorite neighbor. They're all my favorite neighbors. But anyway, it's her birthday today. So they're all like going to this big like birthday celebration. Because they're friends with her son. So they're all going to, her son is having this big birthday celebration. So I was like, well, when I see her, I'm glad you told me that because I didn't know it's her birthday. So, so yeah, that's what I was going to say. Anyway, Amy said, this is a quote from Peter Monn. When I was telling our mom's friend that lives in our neighborhood this, Caroline always loves you so much. That was the stupidest, the battery just went to the halfway mark. That was the stupidest thing I think I've ever, well, that wasn't the stupidest thing. I say a lot of stupid things, but that was so stupid that I said that. And then she said, I sound so stupid, and then she put me all the time. No, I do say stuff like that all the time. It sounds so stupid. Carrie said, in Australia, I grew up eating blue. They're actually gray pumpkins. Eventually, we got some more exciting options like butternut. There's a bit more suited to savory dishes like soup, but pumpkin is usually a savory dish in Australia anyway. I can't imagine they would be something you would carve because the ones here are really dense. Oh yeah, well I'm going to show it in the video, but they're like this. You know like how a pumpkin is like this? These are like this. No, I don't think you carve this pumpkin. I'm sure my husband will probably try. I have a feeling it's probably like it's probably thick and dense and hard to get into. Joe said, Peter, you could attach a leaf wreath to the front of your old wreath. Girl, you think just like me. Because I actually thought of that. Then I thought that's a little too much wreath. But I did think of that. Okay, Texas Girl said, episode 3 and 4 of Grotesquerie lost me too. I'm invested though, so I'm seeing, me too. The acting is top notch. I agree with you, but I was completely lost in those. Okay, somebody said, I didn't get to see the mums properly. I'm glad Boo is doing well, and as always, thank you so much. I'm always glad to hear you talk about him. I'm excited to hear about you getting back into walking. I'm excited to get back into walking. Also, for everyone out there, it's plantar, she said, she pronounced it. Plantar fasciitis. Did I do that right? My own mom had it. I don't know why I can't say it. Because it's so stupid hard to say, not because I'm correcting Peter. Girl, correct me. I don't know. It doesn't bother me when people correct me. I just want y'all to know that. Like when I was saying Saul. I know I say Saul with an L. I say everything wrong. Sometimes I say it wrong just because I think it's kind of funny. If I keep on saying something over and over and over again, and I say it that way, and I think it's funny, I'll keep on saying it that way. But not Saul. I do know that I say that though. Carrie said, Peter, please watch Hubie Halloween this year. It's so cute. It gives all the old school Halloween vibes. What was the one that I watched last year? I know it was a Christmas one. Was it with Eddie Murphy where they decorate the neighborhood and then somebody said in my vlog they live in that neighborhood or something like that? Where that really happens. See, this is what I saw last night, and this is why. So I didn't end up watching Salem's Lot. I was actually going to save it for tonight. That was one of the things I was going to save. Now, thank you for this comment, Savannah, because you just reminded me of what I was going to watch tonight. But I've seen this on the reviews online, and a lot of people have said this. Savannah said, Salem's Lot sucked. And what she said was exactly what I have seen. She said rushed, not scary, and bad CGIs. Like, apparently the bad, like the animation or like the horror effects and stuff are really bad in it, and it's really rushed. A lot of people online were like, this would make a great miniseries, but as a movie, it didn't work. So, I'm still going to watch it, but, I hear people still talking about their ages on here and stuff like that, which I think is hilarious. Melanie said that wreath would be perfect for hanging on the door. This is a comment. And then you can hang your other wreath behind you on the wall. I like the wreath, though. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Melanie. I like the wreath, too. I don't know where it's going to go. I may give it as a gift to somebody because I just don't know that it's going to work here. Rachel said, LMAO, so we are at the city lake fishing, and during the sing-along, when I was singing American Pie, I was dancing and singing to my 11-year-old daughter, but I'm wearing headphones, so she thought I had lost. I love that. Sharon said, deer and moose season, can't wait. And she put little emojis next to it. I think Tia put emojis, too. Michelle said, good afternoon, Peter. Good afternoon, Mel. Or Michelle. Busy day in the neighborhood. Elise put blue. Elise, you have been commenting on every video for so long. You are so sweet. You are not a fake fan. When my friends apologize for never watching any of my videos, which none of my friends watch any of my videos, I always go, you're a fake fan. I hate that word anyway. I think it's so stupid. I hate all those words. I mean, I use them so that people understand, like when I'm talking about other people, like they're fans or they're an influencer or they create content. But I think those words are so silly. I literally sit in a chair on a porch and make videos. Here she, oh, Peter, please don't be offended because I adore you, but that wreath is awful. Did I read that one already? You have such better taste. Well, girl, I appreciate you thinking I'm having better taste, but I thought that wreath was I mean, I ordered it on Amazon. I'm not going to apologize for it because you know what? Pretty as is pretty does. I don't know. I'm not offended at all. Anybody could say, Peter, I think this is, I was saying this to my friends the other day. If you watch The Housewives, like one of the things that's so weird is that, like on Salt Lake City, they're talking about it. And on New York, it was such a huge issue with supposedly, what's her face? Well, I can't think of her name. Erin supposedly told Brynn that Jenna Lyons was poor, that she couldn't afford an Uber. And then they flashed to Erin, and Erin's like, I never said she was poor. I know she's rich. She lives in a $10 million condo in downtown. And she has a house in the Hamptons or something like that. Who cares? And Jenna's like so offended by it. Who cares if somebody says you're poor? Is that an insult? I mean, you, like, listen, you need to probably, if your worst insult that anybody's giving you is that you're poor, maybe you need to, like, take a look at your priorities in life is all I'm saying, okay? It takes a lot to offend me, I'll be honest with you. It takes, I mean, a lot to offend me. Like, people say to me, like, all the time, they'll be like, I don't want to, like, offend you, but just, like, do you prefer the word husband? Like, in my personal life, they'll be like, do you prefer the word husband or partner or lover? I don't really love the word lover at all. I think it sexualizes it. But I know people that use the word lover, so more power to them. But none of that offends me. People asking me questions for education never offends me. Never at all. I would prefer if somebody asked me a question. I ask questions when I don't know things. Listen, you're not going to offend me, okay, by a comment about my wreath, my hair, anything on here. I mean, I think when we offend people is the language that we're using with it. You know, when you're like, you effing, bleeping, you know, all that kind of stuff. And that's offensive, you know, calling people, you know, whatever. But I'm not saying something like, I mean, if somebody said, I think that's the ugliest hat in the entire world, I'd say, okay, I mean, I might keep wearing it, you know what I mean? We all have an opinion, right? But no, that doesn't offend me. I appreciate it. Linda said, okay. Gayla said, regarding Caroline, so much. Judy, hey Judy, one of my favorite names. She said, my husband's favorite song is American Pie. We have loved it. The Joker was terrible. Absolutely hated that movie. I love that Judy waits until the whole vlog is over to comment on all the things. Because some people comment throughout the vlog. She saves it until the very end. She's like, I'm going to do my paraphrase and comment right now. Yeah, I probably won't see the Joker. So I'm glad that you left that because now I know to not waste my time. Brandy said, Peter, whatever happened with that suspicious car that kept driving through the neighborhood? Okay, so I saw this comment when you commented on this last night, and I was like, what did happen to that suspicious car? Because I haven't heard anything about it since it went down, so I'm going to have to find out. I'm going to find out. So I will find out. I will do some investigation detective work over here, and I will find out, so I will let you know. Okay. Somebody said, I absolutely love, love, love when Peter talks with his neighbors. I wish I had sweet neighbors like this. It's one of my favorite parts of the videos. Aw, when he has conversation, when he conversates with them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I mean, it's really my neighbors. I do have sweet neighbors. I have the most amazingly sweet neighbors, and I feel extremely blessed for that. Oh, so many people commented about the open houses, and I love this because I did not know this. I was actually going to ask Caroline when I saw her next, or talk to her next. I saw your video earlier discussing the open houses in your neighborhood. There may have been an offer on the house that wasn't accepted yet. The realtor might have advised a second open house to fish for a better offer. Actually, it's one of my neighbors. I think it was my neighbor across the street. I don't know if she said this in the vlog or not, but she said basically the same thing as you. She said they may be trying to get a better offer. So then you said your wreath is definitely a wreath, not a candle ring. If you don't like the size, you could get a larger one to hang and use a small one with a bowl of colorful little gourds as a centerpiece for a table that we use as a desk. But I love that you said this. There's always a good excuse for another trip to the market. I agree. Thank you for that. But there was a couple people on here. Oh, here Kelsey said Joker 2 was really bad. Everything about it was bad, not just it being a musical. I feel like this is going to stop in a second. I feel like I'm getting in. Shard said, Peter, you are so nosy. I am so nosy. I don't even, like, I know I am. And then Char said, the fish might be better. Oh, are you talking about my neighbor when her grandkids were fishing over there? Okay. And then she said, Indiana has a lot of haunted areas like Billy Creek. Okay, this is so funny because that was a 4th grade field trip that I wanted to recreate ever since then, Billy Creek Village. I wanted to go there. It's like where the Covered Bridge Festival is and stuff like that. Kylie said, Peter, we must know your thoughts on Travis Kelce and grotesquerie. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend that plays for the Kansas Chiefs. I didn't know he did any acting. I was kind of surprised he's in the show. I mean, he's not bad. I wouldn't say he's bad, and I wouldn't say he's good. He plays the orderly. To be honest with you, I'm very confused about his role. Like, I don't know if he's going to have a huge part in it. He takes her to a 12-step meeting for her alcohol, so he's apparently sober in the show. I don't feel like I know enough about his character yet. He's like literally in the last half of the 3rd episode and the part of the 4th episode. I don't really know what I think. I mean, if I didn't know who he was, like Travis Kelce, the football player, and Taylor Swift's boyfriend, I just would have been like, he's a cute guy and a good actor on this show. I wouldn't have thought anything like his acting was great or his acting was poor. You know, I thought he was just okay. I mean, he wasn't like stand out to me or anything like that. I think he's a good looking guy, but I wasn't, but I like that look, the beard and all that kind of stuff, you know, obviously because I have a beard. It was interesting. I feel like they're introducing all these different people so you don't know who the killer is. Like, is it Niecy Nash and she's doing it? Is it Travis Kelce? But he's a lot a part in, like, the dream parts of it. So I'm like, I don't know what's real about him and what's not real, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I don't have any negative reviews of Travis Kelce, and I don't have any positive views. He was just okay. I think anybody could have played that role. It wasn't like he was. Does it surprise me that known as a football player, he was a good actor in it. I mean, I would have watching it. I would have just thought he was an actor. I never would have guessed he was like an NFL football player. I never would have thought that he had some other he was known for something else. I would have thought he was just like some actor I'd never heard of before. Watching it, he's not bad in it, but he's not like standout or anything. Somebody's talking about it. Terry said maybe take Boo Radley out for a walk around the neighborhood at night. So we're walking him a lot. I mean, he goes out probably like every hour. Hey, how are you? So Boo Radley on a leash, like we walk him on a leash sometimes, especially when he's romantic. He'll just kind of stay in our yard right here. Like he won't really go outside of that. If we walk him across, he'll go to the yard across the street. But like you have to walk with him. Like he won't just like do that. He'll like run from their yard to my yard to her yard. He'll like run through the yards. But if you walk him on a leash like in a neighborhood, he and Tucker are both the same way. Pee-Pee would walk on a leash. Boo and Tucker, I think people would walk on a leash. He would. Boo and Tucker just sit down. Like, if you start walking in the neighborhood, Boo doesn't get it because we've never walked him outside here. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand walking on a leash. Like, Alex does it every once in a while, but he did it the other night, like, after the seizure, he did it a little bit, but he doesn't really get it. Like, he doesn't understand, like, what we're doing. Like, where are we walking to? Or we go, like, you can tell he gets confused. I mean, he's 15, so I would love to have a dog that walks, but at this point, we try to get him to get out as much. What you're basically saying is get him to get out a lot of energy. We are trying to, trust me. We take him out a lot at night. Is this going to stop in just a second? I can't really. Where am I? I'm looking at it and it stopped. Oh, and the red battery is flashing. Or it's flashing the red battery. So I'm going to get off here now because it's going to stop and I don't want to go inside and replace the battery because I want to relax tonight. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you're getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. Sunday's my favorite day. I hope that you're enjoying your day. If you have to work today, I hope you get to relax when you come home from work. Tomorrow is the start of a new week. It's going to be an amazing week. We're going to have a great, fantastic week this week. Lots of self-care. A lot of good things are going to happen this week. It's going to be a good week. I can really feel it. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.